Hello everybody, and here we go. Grab your seat on the couch. I'm your Commissioner Patrick, and we'd like to welcome you to the 30th Annual Tournament Champions event here on Chao Racing. As we did before, we have 48 superstars ready to compete for the honor to become the next Supreme Champion of the Chao Racing universe. The first participants are at the start getting ready to go, so good luck to all 48 nations, and let the games begin! First up, for the opening round of play, we have our defending champion and hosting participant Suman Ross of Brazil. And she'll be taking on Juna Tuan of Guatemala and Samu Wu of the United Arab Emirates. Let's see what happens here. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a challenge! And Juna Tuan is quarterbacks. That means Suman Ross and Samu Wu will have the opening edge. But I do believe Suman Ross is going to be on her way towards defending her crown this season. There she goes with all of her blazing speed, and she's at the finish line. Suman Ross is the first superstar to advance to the round of 16. Brazil is on their way towards crowning a repeat Supreme Champion this year. Thanks Guatemala and United Arab Emirates for your support. As number 6 gets the first Pibas of this tournament. So, a big congratulations to Suman Ross and Team Brazil for winning the opening round race. But we're just getting started here, folks. Now let's proceed to race number 2 of the opening round. And this will decide who will face Suman Ross in the next round. Will it be Donna Summon of Estonia, Ira Kava of Portugal, or Forward Metalo of Iran? We've just seen the lineup, and Patrick wishing him good luck on the quest for victory. Here we go, everyone's on the clock, and please start the race! Looks like Forward Metalo is going to rest, folks. So we're going to watch Donna Summon and Ira Kava up in the front as the two Chao push their balls to the other side. That's what we always do on the pro course for the opening round. Donna and Ira are making it to the other side of the rainbow path, and there they come! Down the stretch they come! Looks like Donna Summon's going to move on to the round 16. And there you have it, Donna Summon is going to face Suman Ross in the round 16. Thank you, Portugal and Iran, for all your support. And Estonia, congratulations, you're going to face Brazil in the round 16. Well, coming back for another exciting opening round race, might have to be presented one from your local station. Alright, and race number 3 will feature Abaquan of Liberia, Gabriel Lewis of Morocco, and Lugar Stern of Congo. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's fuck this place! Here we go as the next 3 participants push their balls to the other side on the rainbow path. A beautiful sunny day for all our Chao Racing participants here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. That is where they host this year's annual tournament champions. And the winner of this race is Abaquan of Liberia. So thank you, Morocco and Congo, for being with us. And congratulations to Liberia. You guys are moving on to the round 16. Let's move on to race number 4 of the opening round now. And who is going to join Liberia in the round 16? We're about to find out right now. It's Neil Dimitri of Costa Rica, Parcenas of Slovenia, and German Carlos of Belgium. We can't wait to find out who's going to face Liberia, so without further ado, best luck to these 3, and please start the race! And guess who has control of the opening edge for this next race? It's Neil Dimitri of Costa Rica, because the other two Chao are sleeping in the back. So Neo Dimitri will have full control of the opening edge as he pushes his ball to the other side of the rainbow path, and down the stretch he comes, trying to hold on to the lead ahead of one of the Silver, and he is going to move on to the round of 16. Neo Dimitri dominates for the competition as Joe and Carlos will get the next speed race. Congratulations to Costa Rica. You're going to face Liberia in the round of 16. Back for races 5 and 6 after these messages. Stay tuned. Well, folks, we have 4 races in the books and we got 12 more to go. So the next race will feature last year's runner-up Russia. And Samuel Uyanawa is going to represent this year's participant. He'll be taking on Connor Janssen of Ukraine and Zawan Elk of the DRC. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a chow race! Okay, so Russia, Ukraine, and the DRC are pushing the ball to the other side for the respective participants. Only one of them will move one step closer towards getting the crown as Supreme Champion for 2020. And down the stretch they come as they push the ball to the other side of the rainbow path. Here comes the 3 participants, and it looks like Connor Janssen is going to move on. Connor Janssen moves on to the round of 16 for Ukraine. Thank you, Russia and DRC, for being with us in this year's tournament. Ukraine will see you later on in the round 16. Congratulations to you. Alright, moving on to race number 6. It's Chuja Aki-san of Japan, Carlos Martin of Mexico, and Marion Leroy of Italy. Good luck to the next 3 participants, and please start the race. So the winner of this race will go on to face Connor Janssen and Team Ukraine in the round 16. And it looks like Marion Leroy is off to an excellent start ahead of Suja Haki-san of Japan. Here comes the 3 participants pushing the ball to the other side. And here they come down the stretch. Looks like Marion is going to move on for Team Italy. Yep. Marion Leroy holds on Suja Haki-san to lift Italy to the round of 8. Thanks to everyone from Japan and Mexico for being with us in our exciting tournament, and we'll see Italy later on in round 16 as they will face Connor Janssen and Team Ukraine. Coming up, we got another exciting race for you in the store for the opening round, but first let's hear a word from this. We're nearly halfway through the opening round as race number 7 is between Jason Garcia of Australia, Sedu Largen of Norway, and Desar Mijawe of Germany. Here's how the lineup forms, and it's back to the pole course once again to wish these next week's participants best of luck on the quest to become Supreme Champion. Please start the race! So, which nation's going to be in the next one to move one step closer towards earning the crown? We're about to find out momentarily. The 3 gentlemen from Australia, Norway, and Germany are pushing the balls to the other side while we do it on the pole course for the opening round. And here they come. They're at the other side on the rainbow path. And it looks like Sedu Largen has the lead heading into the goal line. And she does it. Sedu Largen moves on to the round 16 for Norway. Thanks to Australia and Germany for being with us tonight, and congratulations to Norway on a job well done. Now we move on to race number 8 of the opening round of play. And this will decide who will face Norway in the round 16. It is between Jan Chun of Chad, Hogan Sukajos of Kenya, and Kaden Goodson of Croatia. Who will have enough time to win this race and challenge Sedu Largen of Norway in the next round? We're about to find out right now. Good luck to the next 3 participants, and let's have a challenge! And Hogan Sukajos is scored the rest. That means John Shun and Kaden Goodson will have the opening edge, as these two child push the ball to the other side like the other participants had done before. John and Kaden are doing their best to move on to the round 16 for the respective nations in the tournament champions here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And here they come, and it looks like John Shun is going to sweep. That will give Kaden Goodson command of the lead. And he moves on to the round 16 for Team Croatia. Thank you, Chad and Kenya, for all your support, as the superstar against Beatbus is number 7. So, Croatia is going to face Norway in the round 16. And we'll soon know if they will have enough talent to move on to the next round afterwards. But right now, let's take a commercial break, and then we'll be back for more exciting action. Do not go away. Okay, we got 8 more races for the opening round of play. We're in the second half of the opening round for the tournament champions, as Luke Green of the United States of America takes on Owen Jokin from the country of Finland and Ben Solane of Denmark for race number 9 of the opening round. Best of luck to these next 3 participants, and let's rock this place! So, Luke Green trying to lift USA towards a grand final return for 2020. They done it last year in 2019, and of course they finished in 3rd place with Raymond Hill. Luke Green trying to give another grand final berth for the United States of America. The other two are also doing their best as they push the ball to the other side of the rainbow path. And here comes the participants making their way towards the goal line. And it looks like Luke Green is going to move on to the round 16. He beats out Owen Jokin of Finland. Thank you, Finland and Denmark, for being with us tonight. And Luke Green, congratulations to you and all the participants from the USA. You're going to move on to the round 16 for the 2020 Tournament of Champions. Which leads us to this question. Who is going to face Luke Green and the USA in the round 16 this year? Will it be Iglesias Yolcin of Tanzania, Yosan Millard of Colombia, or Muna Kikabi of Fiji? There's only one way to find out. Best of luck to the next 3 superstars. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a challenge! And Muna Kikabi is going to rest. So let's watch Iglesias Yolcin and Yosan Millard. These two child have control of the opening edge, trying their best to push the balls to the other side, so that way they can catch up with the Silver Chow. Tough group of Silver Chow, as a matter of fact, but I'm pretty sure they will do well, right? And down the stretch they come for our 2 competitors. Looks like Yosan Millard is going to move on for Colombia. Yosan Millard wins his prize, so Colombia is going to face the USA in the round 16. Thank you, Tanzania and Fiji, for all your support, and Yosan Millard, and we'll see you later in round 16. Back in a bit, do not go away. And here we are, back with races 11 and 12. First, for race number 11, we have Usan Genaros from the country of Jamaica, Alex Gardner from the United Kingdom, and Rebel June from Egypt. So you just saw the lineup, and here we go, back to the pole course. Good luck to the next 3 participants, and please start the race! Alright, they're trying their best to get a chance to become the Supreme Champions for the 2020 Chow Racing Championship season. And right now, the 3 Chow are pushing the ball to your side for Jamaica, United Kingdom, and Egypt. And down the stretch they come for our competitors, and Alex Gardner is going to rest. That will give Rebel June command of the lead. And she holds on. As number 1 will get a speed bus. So Rebel June is going to have a chance for Egypt to win the Tournament of Champions for sure. Thanks to everyone in Jamaica and the United Kingdom for being with us in the attendance tonight. And Rebel June, congratulations. You guys are moving on to round 16 for Team Egypt. And it will be 3/4 of the way for the opening round, right after we've been sent race number 12. who will have the right to face Rebel June and Team Egypt in the round of 16. Will it be Morik Pan of Sweden, Isa Dujan of Saudi Arabia, or Mike Joseph of Ireland? The answer is coming up next, as we wish them good luck on the quest for victory like usual. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a challenge! So, this race will decide who will face Rebel June and Team Egypt in the round of 16. Looks like it's a close contest between Isan and Mike in the Cameron. They quickly made it to the other side of the rainbow path, and here they come. The two are closing in on each other. It looks like Isa Dujan is going to hold on Mike Joseph to lift Saudi Arabia to the round of 16. What a deal! Saudi Arabia is going to have a chance to win the tournament champions this year. Thank you, Ireland and Sweden, for all your support, and congratulations to Saudi Arabia. Back for races 13 and 14 after this. Okay, time for lucky number 13 of the opening round. We have Shimi Lagos of Ecuador, Rada Quinn from the country of Paraguay, and Balsamon Watos of the Netherlands. Shimi Lagos won the tournament back in 2018, and it was a fun redemption for Ecuador since then. Let's see if Ecuador can get back to the grand final. Everyone's on the clock, and please start the race. And there goes Shimi Lagos. She's quickly pushing the ball to the other side of the rainbow path, and down the stretch she comes, trying to lift Ecuador to another grand final return this season. She is going to win this one tonight, folks. Shimi Lagos advances to the round 16 for Team Ecuador. And we will find out soon enough who will face her in the round 16 later on in this next race. Right now, Shimi Lagos is celebrating at the finish line, and we thank everyone in Paraguay and the Netherlands for all the support they have during the past season. Thank you for all their support, and Ecuador, congratulations, you're on your way back to the grand final in a run to become the 2020 Supreme Champions, which means it's now time to find out who will face Shimi Lagos for this next race. And this next race, for race number 14, will feature Edron Nirejos of Iraq, Jay Namos of Peru, and Jeff Stevenson from the Great True North, Canada. So the winner will go on to face Shimi Lagos in the round 16. Who is it going to be this year? We're about to find out right now. Good luck to the next week participants. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a challenge. And it looks like Atron and Jay are both going to rest, which means Jeff Stevenson is going to have control of the opening edge. In fact, he is more powerful than the other two superstars. Jeff has full control in this match, and he is pushing the ball to the other side, trying to defend a huge lead ahead of the competition right now. Jeff Stevenson has made it to the other side, and he is going to lift Canada to the round 16. No doubt about it here, folks. Jeff Stevenson advances to the round 16 for Team Canada. His opening edge paid off, and he's going to lift Canada to the round 16 as number 1 for SBUS. Thank you, Iraq and Peru, for all your support. And Canada, we'll see you later on in round 16 as you will face Shimi Lagos of Ecuador. Back for the final 2 races of the opening round after this word from our sponsor. So, there are still 6 nations awaiting to compete in the opening round of play, with 2 races left. One of those remaining races will feature Eric Johnson from New Zealand, Taylor Carlos of Pakistan, and Hobit Pan of South Africa. So, as the opening round begins to wind down to its last couple of races, who will get a chance to become a winner for once? There's only one way to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock this place! Okay, so Eric Johnson, Taylor Carlos, and Hobit Pan are the next 3 competitors for the opening round of play for this year's 2020 Tournament Champions. All 3 are pushing the balls to your side on the rainbow path during the respective 3, 4, and 5 colors in each starting grid. And here comes the 3 competitors making their way towards the finish line. And Eric Johnson moves on to round 16. New Zealand's going to have a chance to become a winner for once. Thanks to everyone from Pakistan and South Africa for being with us in the attendance. and New Zealand, we congratulate you. You guys are moving on to round 16 and move one step closer to become Supreme Champions. Which means we have just one race left before we move on to round 16. And this will decide who will complete the setting for the next round of play. Will it be Hanbao Wu of China, Wu Bunheidu of Panama, or Dawima Mejas of Trinidad and Tobago? The winner will go on to face Eric Johnson and Team New Zealand in the round 16. So best luck to the remaining 3 superstars, and please start the race! And Wu Bunheidu is going to rest, which means Hanbao Wu and Dawima Mejas will have control of the opening edge, but I think Dawima has the upper hand. She is certainly stronger than Hanbao Wu for the coming one. There she goes, down the stretch she comes, and Dawima Mejas is making her way towards finish line. I do believe she's going to move on to round 16, yeah? Dawima Mejas is the last superstar to move on to round 16 for Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago will move on to face New Zealand. As number 6, we'll get the last speed bus of the opening round. Thank you, China and Panama, for being with us tonight, and we'll see you later on in round 16, Trinidad and Tobago, as the round 16 happens next. What a tournament we have so far. Now we are down to 60 nations, still having the right to compete for the honor as Supreme Champion of the 2020 Chao Racing Championship season. And the first race stop for the round 16 is our defending Supreme Champion Simon Ross of Brazil versus Donna Summit of Estonia. Let's see what happens here as the tournament champions continue the races on. Best of luck to these 2 superstars, and please start the race! Here we go. And now goes Simon Ross, trying to defend her crown for the 2020 Tournament of Champions at her home nation hosting crowd. And right now, Simon Ross has command the lead. She really wants to defend her title at home, even with just a very few fans in the audience. But anyway, she'll have fans alright, no matter what. Donna Summit trying her best to catch up to Simon Ross and Harry, and here she comes with the first command speed bus for the round 16. But I think Simon Ross is going to win this one easily, yep. Number 7 is getting left behind competition, and number 2 is Gordon West. Score 1 to Chow. As number 7 will take speed bus number 2. 1 to Chow's pausing for a moment. Simon Ross trying to defend the lead over Donna Summit as they make their way towards top hill and the finish line. Looks like Simon Ross is going to move on to the round of 8, folks. And number 1 speed bus was too late. Simon Ross advances to the round of 8. There's the applause from some of the fans from the hosting nation. Thank you, Estonia, for all your support. Brazil is moving one step closer towards repeating their dreams with a Supreme Champion this year. Now we move on to race number 2 of the round 16. You'll feature Ava Kwan of Liberia and Neo Dimitri of Costa Rica. The winner will go on to face Simon Ross and Team Brazil in the round of 8 later on in the show. So who will be Brazil's challenger this time for the round of 8? We're about to find out right now. Best of luck to these next 2 superstars, and let's have a Chao race! So this time last year, it was the United Kingdom who faced Brazil in the round of 8, and of course Brazil won heading into the grand final. Who will be the challenger for this year's round of 8 matchup? We will find out soon enough. Right now it looks like Ava Garner has command of the lead, but these 2 with Chow are pretty tough, alright. And 1 is Stuart Chow was going west, so he'll drop down a couple of places. And it looks like Neo Dimitri is going to be heading for the water. Ava Kwan decided to stick with the Bridges for the coming one. As the first superstar to get speed bus is number 6, who's trying to catch up a little bit after going west at the start of the race. And right now, Neo Dimitri failed to make the statement at the top of the hill, so he'll have to deal with the water coming point. As the speed bus number 2 will be made by number 1. And look at this. Ava Kwan is going to rest. And number 1 toss for 1. That means Neo Dimitri will have command of the lead. Oh, but Aiming Quad's not giving up just yet. She still has a chance, alright. And number 1 will get the next command because he currently leads over 6-7 Chow in second place. But it's going to be Neo Dimitri who's going to hold on for the lead. Neo Dimitri is going to face Simon Ross and Team Brazil in the round of 8. Thank you, Liberia, for all your support during the past year. And Costa Rica will see you later on round 8 against Brazil. Back for races 3 and 4 after this. And now it's Ukraine versus Italy in this next contest, as Connor Janssen battles out with Marion Leroy for race number 3 of the round 16. Who is going to be one step closer towards gaining the crown? We're about to find out right now. Everyone's on the clock, and let's rock this place! Okay, the next 2 participants in the round 16 are underway, heading through the Rainbow Path, and now they're heading to the Amethyst portion of the course. And so far it looks like Marion Leroy is off to a pretty good start. And one of the Silver Chow is pausing for a moment, and another Silver Chow is going west. Looks like both of our Chow are going to stick with the bridges at the current moment. And who will get the first speed best this time around? It's number 2. He is heading for the water at the current moment. Another Silver Chow is also heading for the water at the current moment. Meanwhile, a couple of Silver Chow are battling for the life, and it will be Connor Janssen who will take speed best number 2. Trying to catch up on our leader, Marion Leroy, and number 2 currently dominates over the 6 Silver Chow with second place, battling with Connor Janssen for second place, or Marion Leroy for second place. And who will get the next one? As Connor Janssen takes pauses for a moment, it's number 7, that's who, trying to catch up in hurry. And Marion Leroy advances to the round of 8. They beat out Connor Janssen and Team Ukraine. Thank you, Ukraine, for all your support. And we have just enough time for one more speed race on this race, and it will be made by number 1, who has no hope for surviving whatsoever. So Marion Leroy advances to the round 8 for Team Italy. And we're heading into the next race to find out who will face Marion Leroy and Italy for race number 4. And race number 4 will feature Sandra Larsson of Norway against Kaden Goodson of Croatia. So who is going to face Marion Leroy and Italy in the round of 8? The answer is coming up next. That's left in the next 2 nations on the quest for victory, and lots of a challenge! So here we go with Sandra Larsson of Norway and Kaden Goodson of Croatia. The next 2 participants in the round of 8, round 16, competing for a spot in the round of 8. And the 2 Chow closing in on each other with a couple of Super Chow. They do not want their dreams to end here tonight. They really want a chance to become Supreme Champion. And it looks like number 7 is going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bust is number 2. But he flew away the bridges and back. Well, at least he's leaving number 1 in us because he is going to best. Another Silver Chow is also going to best. And right now it looks like Sandra Larsson is going to sleep. That means Kaden Goodson will command of the best position with 3rd place. Now Sandra Larsson has a little bit of catching up to do in the only one. As number 5 will take speed bus number 2. And there she goes. She is going to fly over the bridges to come on. Number 7 and number 8 are battling for the lead ahead of Kaden Goodson. And number 1 is about, and he got it. He gets the next command SPS, but he's still in last place, way behind the pack. And it looks like number 8 comes in 1st place, followed by number 7 2nd place, as Kaden Goodson with 3rd place moves on to the round 8 for Croatia. As number 1 is better closest for now with back-to-back speeders. Thank you, Norway, for all your support, and congratulations to Croatia. With 3rd place performance, you're going to face Marion Leroy and Italy in the round of 8. Back in a bit, do not go away. Okay, we got 8 more participants waiting for the participants for the second half of the round 16. Race number 5 will feature Luke Green from last year's third place finalist USA against Yosan Millen of Colombia. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race. So Luke Green did a very good job winning his opening round race earlier in the show. Now he faces off with Yosan Millen of Colombia, and it looks like he's going to have the upper hand because Yosan Millen is going to sleep. So Luke Green will have control early on in this race. Luke Green trying his best to lift USA back to the grand final. They done it last year, and of course they finished in third place with Raymond Hill as their 2019 participant. And there goes Luke Green, got some child heading for the water. And number 5 will start the speed race for this race. And take a look at Yosan Millen. He's getting straight in last place. And look who took a shortcut. It's number 1, and he will come in first place. That means this race will go to the next back standing of the remaining 7 child. Number 1 enjoys the victory with first place. As number 5 opens this one up with back-to-back speed bus. And it looks like Luke Green is going to make his way towards the finish line. And with second place, he is going to move on to the round of 8. The redemption run continues for the USA tonight. And Yosan Millen will get the next command speed bus. Thank you, Colombia, for all your support. We'll see you again on your next championship. And USA, guess what? Your participant, Luke Green, is going to the round of 8 for the second straight year. Luke Green finishes second place, but he gets the victory, and he moves on to the round of 8. And let's find out who will face Luke Green in the round of 8 with his next race. Will it be Rebel June of Egypt, or Issa Dujet of Saudi Arabia? That's the question we will be answering for race number 6 of the round 16. There's a look at the lineup. The winner will go on to face Luke Green and the USA in the round of 8. That's on to the next 2 participants, and let's have a chow race! Alright, so the winner of this race will have the right to face Luke Green and the USA in the round of 8. Will it be Egypt, or will it be Saudi Arabia who's going to be the challenger? There's only one way to find out. Right now, Rebel June is battling with number 1 and 7 for the lead, and number 1 is going west. And it looks like number 7 is going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bus is Issa Dujet of Saudi Arabia. He's heading for the water at the current moment. And number 1 passes. So he'll be stranded in last place for the current moment. And who will have the right to take speed race number 2? It is Rebel June of Egypt. She is currently battling with Issa Dujet and a couple of Super Chow up in the front, and one of the Super Chow was passing with number 5 to be exact. Rebel and Issa are battling with number 6 and 7 for the lead as they head for the goal line and the flags. And as the next speed is made by number 6, it is Rebel June who's going to hold off Issa Dujet exactly at the 1 minute mark. Rebel June's going to face the USA in the round of 8, and there's more assignment coming up. Do not go away. Alright, we got 2 more races left for the round 16. The first event will feature Shimmy Lacas from last year's 4th place finalist Ecuador against Jeff Stevenson of Canada. Shimmy won the tournament back in the 2018 tournament, and she looks pretty confident to try to get Ecuador back in the grand final this year. Let's see if she will get that chance. Everyone's on the clock, and please start the race! Here we go. So Shimmy Lacas and Jeff Stevenson will be facing off in race number 7 of the round 16. The 2 are closing in on each other at the current moment. trying to stay alive in the game. And right now, Shimmy and Jeff are going to make their way towards the bridges. And it looks like Jeff Stevenson is going to be flying toward the water. That with Shimmy Long gets stranded over the bridges. As the first superstar against Beepus is number 6, who is catching up to number 7 over the bridges. And Jeff Stevenson makes the shortcut to win this one. Jeff Stevenson has beaten Ecuador with that shortcut. Canada is going to move on to the round of 8. They won in 2014. Maybe they'll do it again. What a deal. As number 1, we'll get the next comment. Yes. Thank you, Ecuador. I know it's disappointing that you lost, but as always, next time, she'll come in second place. As number 2, we'll close out the Speed Buzz. So Jeff Stevenson beats out Shimmy Lagas from Ecuador, and he puts Canada 1 win away towards winning the grand final. Great job by Jeff Stevenson. What a race it was! And now all that's left are Eric Johnson of New Zealand and Darima Vegas of Trinidad and Tobago. So the winner of this race will have the right to face Jeff Stevenson and Team Canada in the round of 8 when it happens, coming up in the next segment. Let's see who will get that chance. Everyone's on the clock, and let's rock this place! So here we go, last race for the round of 16. Before we move on to the round of 8, it's been an incredible night so far for all 48 nations. By the end of this race, we will have 8 countries remaining in the hunt to become Supreme Champion this year. And it looks like Darima Vegas is going west. So Eric Johnson will have a little bit of breathing room for the come one. And it looks like he is going to be flying towards the water. Number 8 has took a shortcut, but so did Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson pauses for a moment as he waits for victory. As number 6 once again wins the winning toss for this race. And Eric Johnson's going to move on to the round of 8 as number 8 is going west. So Eric Johnson of New Zealand is going to face Jeff Stevenson of Canada when the round of 8 happens in the next segment. As number 2, who desperately has to catch up every now and then, takes the next command BS and take a look at Darima Vegas. She knows she is going home tonight because Eric Johnson has beat her. So thank you, Trinidad and Tobago, for making it this far. We will see you again on your next World Championship session. And who will get the next command BS? It's number 5 at 1 still chance passing more, and we have passed the 1 minute mark. And I do believe that's going to do it. Yep, Darima Vegas was positive for 1. And that will be the end of the round 16 for the Tournament of Champions. So, Eric Johnson completes the setting for the round of 8. So stay tuned, folks. The round of 8 will be happening next. But right now, let's hear a word from this sponsor. We are now down to just 8 countries. Each still have high hopes to earn a victory for this year's Tournament of Champions. And to start off the round of 8, we have our defending champion Sumo Loss of Brazil, and her challenger this time around will be Neo Dimitri of Costa Rica from Central America. And here's our lineup for us for this first race on the round of 8. Let's see who is going to move 1 win away from reaching the World Championship Grand Final. Everyone is on the clock. And please stop the brakes. Here we go. And here comes Sumo Loss, bursting all with her incredible speed, trying to get Brazil back to the Grand Final so that she can have a shot of defending her crown as Supreme Champion. But Neo Dimitri is not too far behind from her. Sumo Loss is going to be the first to approach the wall. But remember, anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe, especially when it's the annual Tournament of Champions. As the first superstar against Beepus on the round of 8 is number 5. And that will be enough to take the lead over 6 Silver Chao with 3rd place in the back. And right now, number 8 is straight in last place behind number 7. They're climbing up the wall with the stone wall. And who had the right to get Speedbus number 2? It's Neo Dimitri. And he he wants revenge on Suman Loss of Brazil. Suman Loss is at the home stretch, but here comes Neo Dimitri making the pass from Suman. As number 1 Next Class viewers, Neo Dimitri is giving Costa Rica and jumping for joy. They're going to bring the champ Suman Loss here, folks. Neo Dimitri lifts Costa Rica to the grand final. Thank you, Brazil, for all your support during the past year. We'll see you on the next championship season. It was fun anyways. Congratulations to Costa Rica on a job well done. And we'll be right back with race number 2 after this. What a deal. Well, we have one finalist in the books. Who will be the next one to have a chance to crown a Supreme Champion? We're about to find out for race number 2. Will it be Marion Lemoy of Italy or Kaden Goodson of Croatia? The winner will join Neo Dimitri of Costa Rica in the grand final later on in the show. So good luck to Marion and Kaden on their quest for victory, and please start the race! Okay, so it's round number 8, race number 2, to determine who will be finalist number 2 for this year's 2020 Tournament Champions Grand Final. It's a close contest so far. Number 7 seems like he has the lead of the convoy, and down he goes for the count. And a couple of Silver Child going to rest. Number 1 and numbers 2 and 8 to be exact. So they will be left behind in the competition for a while. And now numbers 5 and 6 are going to rest. So Marion and Kaden only have to worry about number 7 for the convoy. And right now Marion passes from 1 trying to figure out a good strategy for the Tournament Champions. And who will get the first B-Best this time around? It's number 6. And he will once again catch up to Marion, Kaden, and number 7 up in the front. Meanwhile, number 8 is getting stranded in last place again. He is getting tailgated for numbers 1, 2, and 5 all the way back and back as they climb up the stone wall. And it will be Kaden Goodson of Croatia who will get the next command on the speed bus. And now he will take command of the lead over number 7. Right now, Kaden Goodson trying to defend the lead as he heads into the home stretch, trying with Croatia to the grand final for the first time. And who will get the next command speed bus? It's number 5, Natsu. Well, Kaden Goodson's going to move on to the grand final. Marion Lemoy will not have enough distance to catch up to Kaden Goodson in time. Kaden Goodson is finalist number 2, and for the first time ever, Croatia is going to the grand final. As the last B-Bus of this race will be made by number 7. So Croatia will join Costa Rica in this year's grand final. Right, that's one half of the grand final finalists. Let's find out finalist number 3 and we present a word from this. Do not go away. And now to determine finalist number 3 in the 2020 grand final matchup. Will it be Luke Green of the United States or Rebu Jun of Egypt? The winning participant will go on to join Costa Rica and Croatia in the grand final for 2020. And everyone is lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock. And please start the race. And number 2 is for the rest. And so is number 6. So these two Super Giants will be left behind in the competition for a while. Luke Green is battling with Rebu Jun as they make their way for the Sapphire course. Right on, number 2 has the lead early on in this race. Luke Green and Rebu Jun trying to reach the grand final so that each of them can have a shot at becoming Supreme Champion. And look at that. It's just going to be Luke Green and Rebu Jun up in the front because the Silver Child are going to sleep. And who will get the first B-Bus this time around? It's number 1, Natsu, trying to catch up with number 2 for the lead over the 6 Silver Child. The 6 Silver Child are climbing up the stone wall behind Luke Green and Rebu Jun. And here comes Luke Green trying to get USA back in the grand final with the next command speed bus. Oh, Rebu Jun might need a miracle if she wants to let Egypt get another chance to win the Tournament of Champions this year. But I don't think she'll probably have a chance at all. Yeah, she went a little too bit off course. So, as number 6 will have the next command speed bus, Luke Green is going to lift the United States to a grand final return. They done it with Maimon Hill last year in 2019. They're going to do it again for 2020. Luke Green puts the USA back in the grand final as number 6 gets back-to-back to the US. For the second consecutive year, the USA has actually reached the grand final. 2 times in a row the USA has made it this far. Let's hope this one will be the redemption of the lines. Thank you, Isha, for your support, and there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Alright, this is it. The 4th and final race of the round 8 to determine the last spot for this year's 2020 Grand Final matchup. It is between Jeff Stevenson of Canada and Eric Johnson of New Zealand. Who is going to join Costa Rica, Croatia, and the United States of America in this year's Grand Final? There's only one way to find out. Best luck to the remaining 2 participants, and let's have a chow race! So the big question for this race is, who will join Neil Dimitri, Caden Goodson, and Luke Green for this year's 2020 Grand Final race? There's only one way to find out. Jeff Stevenson and Eric Johnson want that final spot, but only one of them will get to deserve it tonight. And right now, a couple switch out on taunting or pausing from one or going rest. Number 6 going has to lead up in the front, but I think he's going to rest. Yep, as the first superstar against Beepus is number 2, and I will move up a couple places. And number 7 is going to sleep. He'll have to drop down the last place. As Beepus number 2 in this place will be made by number 8. Skyrockets to 3rd place thanks to that Beepus. Eric Johnson and Jeff Stevenson are at the top hill, and Jeff Stevenson is going to rest, which means Eric Johnson will have a command of the lead. As number 2 will get another turn, that makes his 2nd speed bust of the race. Eric Johnson will have the right to defend the lead over the 8 Chow. Jeff Stevenson trying to make a miracle comeback, and number 8 will get another turn, making his 2nd speed bust of the race. Number 2 and number 8 are alternating speed busts right now, and here comes Eric Johnson, trying to wrap things up with Jeff Stevenson. Looks like New Zealand is going to have a chance to become the tournament winners this season. As number 2 takes his first speed bust, Eric Johnson is Pirates number 4 for New Zealand. So they're going to join Costa Rica, Croatia, and the USA in this year's Grand Final. Our thanks go out to all the residents of Canada for being with us in the attendance tonight. And New Zealand, guess what? Eric Johnson and you are going to the Grand Final this year. Congratulations to you all. So it's Costa Rica, Croatia, USA, and New Zealand who will be competing for the right to become Supreme Champion for the 2020 Chow Racing Championship season. Congratulations to all 4 nations who made it this far. They will receive an automatic bid to next year's 2021 tournament, and whoever wins this year's tournament will be coming right back to present this year's exciting Grand Final right after this word from your local station. Stay tuned. So the time has come to present the Grand Final to determine who will be the new Supreme Champion of the Chow Racing Universe. Will it be Neil Dimitri of Costa Rica, Caden Goodson of Croatia, Luke Green of the USA, or Eric Johnson of New Zealand? The answer just lies ahead. It's off to the Emerald Course to present our 2020 Tournament Champions Grand Final match. Everybody count down backwards for 5 from home. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's have a challenge! And there we go, with the 30th Annual Tournament Champions reaching its conclusion with the Grand Final match. It's Costa Rica, Croatia, New Zealand, and last year's 3rd place finalist USA who will compete for the right to become the winners of the 2020 Tournament Champions and will have the participant honored as the Supreme Champion. And there goes Luke Green, and look at this. He is going to have full control of this match. America is jumping up and down, cheering on Luke Green, trying to get the redemption of their lives this time. And it looks like Caden Goodson from Croatia will get the first speed bust of the Grand Final. Luke Green is taking a wild path. Good choice, trying to keep a huge lead to come on. But here comes Kaden Goodson from Croatia, not too far behind. As Neo Dimitri of Costa Rica takes speed bus number 2. He is battling with Eric Johnson of New Zealand, and one is Silver Chow is quarterbacks. So he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. Neo and Eric better hurry up if we want to catch up to Luke Green and Kaden Goodson up in the front. And it will be Eric Johnson from New Zealand who will get the next command speed bus. Right now, Luke Green has command the lead, with Kaden Goodson in an easy second place behind him. And we have passed the 1 minute mark as the grand final participants are cheering on from the fans in the stands, no matter how they're fighting to stay alive during the pandemic. As the next speed bus will be made by number 7, who is catching up to Neo Dimitri for third place. And number 1 and number 2 are both getting left behind in the competition from the yellow competitors in the back. Which one will get a speed bus to stay alive in the game? It's number 2, so he will lead number 1 in us. Meanwhile, Kaden Goodson might need his help from his fans from Croatia. Croatia really wanted a Supreme Champion this year, but the United States really needed one for sure. Next speed bus belongs to Eric Johnson from New Zealand. That makes his second speed bus of the race. It's an all-male grand final for the 2020 Tournament of Champions. And right now, guess who's singing the last place blues? It's number 1, that's Sue. And it looks like this time Eric Johnson goes for consecutive. He is going to battle with Kaden Goodson for second place. But this tournament is all about Luke Green, wrapping up USA's redemption run for 2020. He's going to make his way towards the finish line, folks. As number 1 takes the next speed bus, it's time for everyone in America to rejoice. Luke Green wins the 2020 Tournament of Champions! USA fans from the stands are jumping up and down like crazy! They earned their 4th tournament victory! What a deal! And number 2 will get the next speed bus. Eric Johnson is going to come in as the runner-up for New Zealand. And Kaden Goodson will put Croatia on the podium with third place. Thank you, Costa Rica, Croatia, and New Zealand for another historic season. And USA, congratulations! Luke Green is your new Supreme Champion, and we're going to present the podium closing ceremony after this message. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the podium for the final standings of this year's Tournament of Champions. Our third place finalist is Kaden Goodson from Croatia. Our second place finalist in the tournament, Eric Johnson from New Zealand. And this year's Chow Racing Supreme Champion for 2020, give it up for Luke Green from the United States of America. Luke, congratulations from all of us here on the Chow Racing Universe. This marks your 4th tournament victory for the USA overall, having last started in 1992, 1993, and 2005. You have worked very hard since coming in 3rd place last year, and you have succeeded in fulfilling the redemption for America. That means next year's tournament will be held at New York City in New York for 2021. Big round of applause for Luke Green, our Supreme Champion, everybody! So, this has been the 30th Annual Tournament of Champions here on Chow Racing. I am your Commissioner Patrick, and we'd like to thank all 48 nations and their fans for participating in this historic moment while we deal with all the pandemic going on. All regularly scheduled Chow Racing for the respective countries will resume next week at this time. Until then, goodbye from Rio, have a happy new year for 2021, and we'll see you in New York!